Well, time is now upon us, ladies and gentlemen, to finally listen to the person who has been at the centre of one of the biggest boycotts we've seen in quite some time. Don't all sound too excited at once, as we all know, but JDhillon Mulvaney collaborated a couple months ago now for March Madness, and on top of that, they received a very special can to celebrate their day 365 of girlhood. Right. And then what preceded that event was absolute chaos for Bud Light, and justifiably so. Billions lost, sales down by record numbers, losing millions of customers, and a brand image that, let's be honest, has been tarnished for the foreseeable future. And whilst at this point we've been receiving weekly updates on how it's affecting the company, Anheuser-Busch, Bud Light, what we've not received is JDhillon Mulvaney addressing the controversy themselves. Well, that's now all changed as of yesterday, because they have now posted a 4-minute video addressing the whole situation. It's all very exciting. Interestingly, it comes just after the Anheuser-Busch CEO also spoke about the backlash on CBS Mornings, and let's be honest, if you've watched that, you know they look like a deer caught in the headlights with every question asked and danced around the whole thing. I will say the timing of it all is very interesting, but nonetheless, here is the video that JDhillon Mulvaney posted yesterday on TikTok speaking about the Bud Light boycott. Take a listen.
One thing I will not tolerate people saying about me is that I don't like beer, because I love beer and I always have. I built my platform on being honest with you, and what I'm about to tell you might sound like old news, but you know that feeling when you have something uncomfy like sitting on your chest? Well, that's how I feel right now, so this feels like the right thing to do. I took a brand deal with a company that I loved, and I posted a sponsored video to my page. And it must have been a slow news week, because the way that this ad got blown up, you would have thought I was like on a billboard or on a TV commercial or something major. But no, it was just an Instagram video. And the wildest part is that they also sent me one can with my face on it. You might have seen it. And funny story, I had the can around my house, but then I realized, wait, I need to protect this can. So I hid it somewhere, and now I can't find it because I hid it so well. But when I do find it, I feel like it needs to go in a museum, preferably behind bulletproof glass. And you might be thinking, Dylan, why bring it up now? I'm bringing it up because what transpired from that video was more bullying and transphobia than I could have ever imagined. And I should have made this video months ago, but I didn't. And I was scared, and I was scared of more backlash, and I felt personally guilty for what transpired. So I patiently waited for things to get better. But surprise, they haven't really. And I was waiting for the brand to reach out to me, but they never did. And for months now, I've been scared to leave my house. I have been ridiculed in public. I've been followed. And I have felt a loneliness that I wouldn't wish on anyone. And I'm not telling you this because I want your pity. I am telling you this because if this is my experience from a very privileged perspective, know that it is much, much worse for other trans people. For a company to hire a trans person and then not publicly stand by them is worse, in my opinion, than not hiring a trans person at all, because it gives customers permission to be as transphobic and hateful as they want. And the hate doesn't end with me. It has serious and grave consequences for the rest of our community. And you know, we're customers too. I know a lot of trans and queer people who love beer. And I have some lesbian friends who could drink some of those haters under the table. But to turn a blind eye and pretend everything is okay, it just isn't an option right now. And you might say, but Dylan, I don't want to get political. Babe, supporting trans people, it shouldn't be political. There should be nothing controversial or divisive about working with us. And I know it's possible because I've worked with some fantastic companies who care. But caring about the LGBTQ plus community requires a lot more than just a donation somewhere during Pride Month. And all this to say, bottom line is that if you follow me, if I've made you smile, if you care about me, I need you to care about every trans person. And I need you to support us, and I need you to stand by us. And hey, it's still Pride Month. So I'm going to celebrate being alive. And I'm going to celebrate the trans people in my life and the ones I haven't met yet. And I'm going to celebrate the fact that no matter how many thousands of horrible messages or news anchors misgendering me or companies going silent, that I can look in the mirror and see the woman that I am and that I love being. And I know you were probably here for the tea of it all, but I would love for something productive to come from this. So there is a link in my bio to the Trans Law Center, who is doing some wonderful work if you have the means to donate. And to the good people out there, I love ya. I really do. And cheers, but only if you're of legal drinking age. Okay, I love you. Bye.
So, a lot of interesting points made, right? And don't worry, we're not going to sit here and address them all, but Dylan Mulvaney finally confirms it was actually a sponsorship, a brand deal, which is kind of funny because I'm pretty sure at one point Bud Light denied that was even the case. They then go on to speak about the bullying and the transphobia that transpired after the brand deal. Now, of course, there's going to be extremes taken by both sides, but if people are disagreeing with you being sponsored for Bud Light because it's a slap in the face of their target audience, people don't want to be subjected to political propaganda, that's not bullying, that's not transphobia. Having a different opinion doesn't come under those things. I know many people want it to, but it doesn't. And this just shows, you know, tunnel vision is prominent within society right now, because they could have sat there and said, hey, look, you know, I understand why this may have upset a load of people. I can understand why women were frustrated with Bud Light sending me a can to celebrate my day 365 of girlhood. But there was really none of that, was there? It's all bullying and transphobia to disagree with the narrative. Look, wanting fame, wanting to be famous, getting all the money that comes along with it, as was always the goal for Dylan Mulvaney, as they've stated many times, it's the biggest reason as to why they have a TikTok page, which is why many people question the authenticity of it all. But that comes along with internet backlash, scrutiny, criticism, especially when it's to do with politics. It's funny, you sit there and tell your fans, well, this isn't political, it shouldn't be political, yet you've garnered and gained your fame from political issues. You've attached yourself to political issues. You can't tell them when to be political and when not to be political when it suits you, when you're going to the White House, speaking to Joe Biden, talking about certain issues on your TikTok page. You have willingly and knowingly become the face of a political issue. Nobody forced you to start your Days of Girlhood TikTok series. You took that action, and that has gone hand in hand with these brands using people like Dylan Mulvaney as political pawns, because as Dylan Mulvaney says themselves, you know, Bud Light haven't reached out to them. So for anybody disagreeing with what I'm saying right now, you're completely entitled to do so, but does that not show you that these certain brands don't care about certain things as much as they say they do and as much as you think they do? Because if they stood by who they believe in and what they believe in, wouldn't they have reached out to Dylan Mulvaney? Does that not just show you they're using certain things for their own personal gain, money, and to shift the culture in a certain direction? Maybe, just maybe, right? Throughout this video, you know, it's like trying to get everybody to accept everything and everything. Even if they disagree with certain things, you must accept, I'm going to be sponsored by XYZ. I'm going to receive these brand deals, even if you don't like it. And if you don't like it, you disagree with it. That's simply bullying and transphobia. And nobody wants to be labeled anything to do with those words. But when that doesn't work, they then try and guilt trip people with certain terminology into feeling bad. You know, oh, my feelings are being hurt, my individual truths aren't being reaffirmed. This video also screams to me, everybody else is in the wrong, I'm not in the wrong, I can't do anything wrong. You know, it's not my fault. The lack of self-awareness within society right now is pretty insane, right? To claim you're the victim when you're one of the most privileged people walking the planet right now doesn't make any sense. Maybe Meghan Markle's had a hand in that, maybe you've been influenced by her. Who knows? But if Dylan Mulvaney claims to love beer as much as they do, they would have known accepting this brand deal, this sponsorship, would have caused a lot of backlash. Nobody could have predicted the scale of it, but you would have known there would be a lot of backlash because of the demographic. People don't want to be subjected to political messaging with products that they consume. Okay, people have grown tired with it, frustrated, and I think with the Bud Light one, it just had reached a point where people were so frustrated, they just said enough is enough, and they voiced their opinions, which, again, having a different opinion isn't bullying or transphobia. Did Dylan Mulvaney have to accept this brand deal, this sponsorship? No, those were the actions of an individual. It doesn't matter, regardless if it's Bud Light, Nike, Maybelline, you decided to accept those brand deals. Nobody forced you to accept them. People need to start taking a little bit of accountability for their actions. Of course, Dylan Mulvaney solely isn't to blame, and Bud Light and all these other companies are, but you can't sit there and say, oh, it's not my fault whatsoever. You can't accept all these brand deals, and then when it goes south for you, say, well, you know, sorry guys, it's not my fault, everybody else is in the wrong, it's all bullying and transphobia. It's not how it works. But we'll end the video there. Nonetheless, you know, I think we've spoken quite enough about this issue. Leave your comments down below, ladies and gentlemen, about this video. What are your feelings on it? If you have enjoyed today, please, for me, also make sure to leave a like rating. If you're new, hit that subscribe button and turn on bell notifications so you never miss a video. But until next time, until tomorrow, have a great day. Stay safe. It has been your boy JD. I'm out. Peace.